Hey, what's going on? It's Justin from Horrible Home Video. And I was just thinking to myself, I bet not many of you out there have seen that episode of Monsters from 1988 called Pillow Talk. Let's get into it. This episode stars one of my favorite actors, John Deal, because he is so goddamn awkward and unintentionally funny looking. John Deal is also in one of my favorite Outer Limits episodes, by the way. More on that another time. Anyways, he's playing Miles Magnus, horror author extraordinaire. He has brought home a horror novel groupie who is quick to make her move, but Miles asks that she slows down. He's not that kind of man. Oh, and there's a chicken in a cage. I don't know how. This is the first time I ever noticed it, but it makes sense for the story. I'll let you figure that out yourself. The young woman sits down on Miles' altar-esque pimp bed and removes her top quickly. She asks him to talk crudely to her, and he says, "Heck no, Susie, I ain't that kind of man." Miles pulls the sheets back, and Susie's hand falls into the bed, which covers her hand in goo. Gross. It just so happens this bed is a monster bed, and it eats Susie, then belches. Later, we see Miles bring home another woman. Her name is Vicky. I recognize her from Terror Vision, a great schlocky flick that you should check out. But back to Vicky, who he has lured in with the promise of showing her 200 books. And fellas, try this line at the bar next time you're trying to pick someone up. Works every time. If you need this trick to work twice as fast, say that you have 400 books at home that you would like to show them. Vicky, ever the book lover, sniffs out Miles' personal manuscripts and reveals to Miles that she is also an author, which he did not know beforehand. Vicky plops down on Miles' bed and reads his personal scribblings where it discusses how he met his master, which is the bed, by the way. It controls him with telepathy. Vicky asks for a warm beer, and as Miles is distracted by her request, she takes off with his diary of insane babblings. Miles is uneasy now that Vicky knows his deepest secrets about his monster bed master. Just then the phone rings. It's Vicky. She tells Miles she needs to see him about the manuscript which she stole from him. Miles heads over to Vicky's in a rush, and once there he begins yelling as if he is on the spectrum, and his strength has now doubled, perhaps tripled even. Miles is flipping through pillows and other furniture in hopes he finds his diary, which Vicky still refers to as his manuscript. Vicky tells Miles she loves what he has written and wishes to collaborate with Miles, as if this book could be the latest hot rap mixtape. Miles says he's down for the collabo, but mostly in hopes of getting his diary back. At this point, he'll say anything. Vicky asks about the story in Miles' manuscript and starts to kiss on him, to which he asks her to take it back to his place, and Vicky's like, yeah, we'll do that next time. Vicky asks about the master in his manuscript and suggests there might be others, and Miles thinks this is impossible and begins to rant about ancient beings and hairy little monkeys, proclaiming the master he writes of is the last of his kind. Vicky suggests that perhaps the master lies, and Miles will have no such heresy about the master as he foams and froths at the mouth. Miles calms down and says that it's all fantasy, just words on paper. Vicky asks for a drink, and Miles reaches in the fridge, but he is pulled in by a similar creature as the one in his bed. This creature eats Miles whole, comedically by the way, and belches out his shoe. And just as the episode has come to an end, it looks like my time here too is up. Be sure to drop a comment and tell me which anthology series you love and what episode I should recap next. Consider joining my Patreon with these people here, which I must feed to my master. And before you are fed to the master, watch these videos here.